A little over a week before Thanksgiving in 2019, she was found discarded like a piece of trash, but she wasn't trash. She had value, and it's time to get her case solved. So this card is the Two of Hearts. The victim is Patrice Scott, and this is the first video about the cold case playing cards. On November 20th, 2019, employees for waste management just outside of Little Rock were arriving for work around 5 a.m. when they found something incredibly unexpected. So the employees arrived on Archer Street just outside of Little Rock where Waste Management had rented this lot. The lot was rented and had anywhere from 30 to 60 containers on it at any given time. So the employees arrived at work 5 a.m. in the morning. You know, it's dark outside at that time. And by one of the containers, they find the remains of Patrice Scott. Pulaski County Sheriff's Office deputies were not initially able to identify the remains that were found on Arch Street, but they posted a photo of the back of the victim's jacket and went to Facebook to try to come up with answers. They actually posted saying, "We need help identifying a body found in the 9800 block of Arch Street early Wednesday morning. The victim appears to be a white female in her early to mid 30s with red curly hair. She was wearing a baby fat jacket like the one pictured and has numerous tattoos."
There they go again, one of my friends. They don't give a damn how a nigga been. All they wanna know is what I got to give.
Patrice's death was ruled a murder, and there haven't been a lot of details released other than the details that I just gave, which are really very few. Patrice Dawn Scott was 24 years old at the time of her murder. Patrice died having a big family that loved her so much, and I'm sure they're heartbroken not being able to have answers in this case. Where Patrice's body found on Arch Street is literally just outside of the Little Rock city limits, and I have to wonder if the person that is responsible for Patrice's murder did not dump her body in this area on purpose so that the case wasn't handled by the Little Rock police, but was instead handled by the Pulaski County Sheriff's Office. For several years since Patrice's remains were found, the Pulaski County Sheriff's Office has made a post asking for information in her case. The Pulaski County Sheriff's Office asks if you have any information about the murder of Patrice Scott that you call 501-340-TIPS, or you can pass on any tips at pcso.org. I have thought long and hard about doing this before I came to the decision that I did. Honestly, it has been something that I have talked about for probably like 6 months or even longer. It has weighed heavily on me, and I have tried to do different things about it. So it really bothers me that there are so many people in Arkansas that have cases that are unsolved or they're missing persons cases. For a long time, way before I started this page, I looked at other states that used cold case playing cards to get these cases in front of inmates that are in the state's prison system. What that has done is it has encouraged discussion. It's got people talking about a certain case. Maybe they come up with a detail or something that they thought was insignificant that maybe isn't so insignificant and they can talk about now. Maybe there is someone that is in prison for a crime and they actually did it and they're willing to eventually, finally come forward saying that they committed this crime. However it happens, it cannot be denied that cold case playing cards have played a part in solving a significant number of cases, or at least getting the wheels turning again in cases. It isn't just that. Cold case playing cards have also been used as ideas for podcasts. There is a podcast called The Deck that is strictly just taking cards from different states' cold case decks and making episodes out of them. And a lot of people that have messaged me about cases before, I have been very vocal about saying that I believe that getting these cases in front of people and talking about them is pivotal in getting these cases solved. And I would love nothing more for these cases to be solved regardless of how it happens. Getting closure for the families, getting justice for the victim, those are the important things to me. And I don't care who it is that helps solve it as long as the case gets solved. So I reached out to a few people within the Arkansas Department of Corrections about cold case playing cards and received no response. They have been hesitant to allow cold case playing cards because they don't provide inmates in Arkansas with playing cards. I reached out to some counties and talked to the sheriffs, and they also seemed hesitant. They said, one in particular said it was a good idea, but he wasn't really interested in it because his county didn't have any cold cases. Which, of course, I certainly respect what you're doing, and obviously I appreciate the fact that you don't have cold cases in your county, but people that are in your county jail travel to and from other counties, and that doesn't mean that they don't have information that could be useful. I reached out to companies that actually make the cold case playing cards to see how much it would be, to see about raising money. I spoke with Arkansas Justice Project about the possibility of doing something to get these cards out there, and the cards could be made. Certainly the money could be raised and the cards could be made. But since they aren't going to be allowed in Arkansas prisons at this time, they're not allowed in county jails at this time, at least not the ones that I reached out to, and or the ones that contacted me back, because there were plenty that didn't actually even call me back. The only people that would be able to see them are people out in the public. And while that could help, I feel that there has to be a better way. So I was on Facebook scrolling and I saw this idea for digital playing cards. Now, I would love to give credit where credit is due, but unfortunately, I cannot remember where I saw them at on Facebook. But that was my idea, to create digital playing cards and to do videos for those playing cards, and hopefully have other crime Facebooks or TikToks share these videos and cold case playing cards digitally in order to get these cases in front of as many people as possible for as much time as possible. So what you're going to see in my next video is the actual first cold case playing card, and I do have a list. So the idea is that one playing card with a video will be released once a week for the next year. 52 cards in a deck, 52 weeks in a year. I feel like it fits perfectly. And so for that week, that one person's card can be shown to as many people as possible, hopefully. And if you happen to come across a post about a cold case playing card, I hope that you will find it in you to share it, however that happens, regardless of who shared it or where, because the important thing is to get these cases out there and get these cases solved. These victims deserve justice. These families deserve to know what happened or who did it or whatever it is that they need. Those are things that are deserved, because I cannot imagine what these families go through. It's simply not fair. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. I hope that you will once a week look for these playing cards and share them. Thank you for watching A Case for Arkansas. Please remember to subscribe, like, comment, and share.